You're live. I am live. Here we go. Okay. So, today's live, my hair's out of control. Today's live is all about the new episode of Cringe Court. Go watch it. This is a blatant plug for my own show. I have a lot of cool things coming up. I'm just going to leave it. And Matan was on the most recent episode, and he turned out to be a very good guest. It was a very funny episode. So, hey, Frosted Burb, go watch the new Cringe Court episode. Same with you, Starry. What up, everybody? So, new Cringe Court episode. We've introduced a new mechanic called the Burden of Proof. I realized that we weren't really doing a lot of productive arguing because sometimes we would all agree. And so we needed to have some sort of public defender style role. So go watch Cringe Court right now. We needed a public defender style role so that people on the show would actually debate, because I found it a little dry that sometimes a court case would come up and we immediately agree because we're similar. Like, I get that we, sort of line up on a lot of things, and that was boring because there are defenses for some of these, and I think Matan did a good job. Yeah, Matan's actually on it. Scumbag Dad content. I'm making more skits. I've been spending the last couple days on Threads, actually, trying to game the system, and I've done it successfully. So I haven't had time to edit skits lately because of that. But I will get back. Right now, it's all about Cringe Court, trying to push long-form content. If you comment justice on Cringe Court, I will probably respond. So right now, I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to chat with you all. And the more of you that go to Cringe Court and watch as much as possible, the more the recommendation algorithm is going to shoot it to other people. And that is what it's all about. I find that these lives do a really good job of promoting it because sometimes people get a lot of notifications. And if I can tell you directly to go watch it, you are more likely to do it rather than just seeing a notification on your phone. So, good, Mike Taco. Excellent. Good, Spire. Cringe Court is awesome. Send it to 3 friends. Which watch am I wearing? I'm not wearing any watch. I messed up this morning. That's on me. I was wearing a Now watch the other day, but I left it at home. So, made a mistake. Sorry. Yes, it worked. Good work, Annie. I'm doing great. I'm very excited. A lot of cool things are happening, so stay tuned. Yes, Monkey Man, I read it. Now go watch Cringe Court. All right, good, Zane, if you're a big fan. And I'm sure you've already watched Cringe Court and commented justice so that I can respond in some way, shape, or form. I may finally release a watch that I've been designing. I'm supposed to get a phone call tomorrow to talk about that, so that's very exciting. Finally, I've wanted to design a watch for a while. I've got two watches in the works, so hopefully that'll work. How can you watch Cringe Court and leave me alone? Honestly, I'd rather you watch Cringe Court than watch the live. It's more valuable to me to send people to Cringe Court, one by one, just like this. Maybe eventually I won't need to, but for now, a lot of people aren't aware that that's what I'm trying to push. Man, I gotta brush my hair. This looks crazy. Country, USA. Any watch deets? They're both very Brad-esque watches. One of them is playing on the concept of... Hi, great, thank you. Playing on the concept of a broken watch is right, or a broken clock is right twice a day. The other one is playing off the concept of a broken. They're both very similar. They will be of different price points, but they both play with the idea of broken watch, or that it's not properly working. I guess that's kind of a running theme in watches that I like. I got this from Hypeland. Shout out Hypeland. All right, so listen up. Yeah, mukbang stuff works pretty well, I guess. If you're alone, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe that won't be the case all the time, but for now you're stuck watching me. Hey, Locke, thanks for the parasocial relationship. I should manipulate that parasocial relationship into profit. So you should watch Cringe Corp. And comment Justice. I didn't put on a watch this morning. Made a huge mistake. It's very embarrassing. But it does happen. Yeah, people like live streams where someone's eating. So I'm eating to get you to watch Cringe Corp. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to make less short form content. And if Cringe Corp takes off, I'll be able to achieve that dream and work on my live show. I'm eating salmon over fried rice with a side salad. It's pretty good. I'm at Teriyaki House in Ankeny, Iowa. So shout out Teriyaki House. How do I find the worst people? I stalk out the worst people to drive clicks. I'm a monster. It's good. And my favorite anime is Attack on Titan. I love Attack on Titan. So, go ahead. Thanks, Krusty. Thanks for watching Cringe Corp. Law by Mike. I might be able to get him on an episode, actually. I worked with him like 2 years ago, and we're on good terms. So I should put him on. Why live on YouTube and not Insta? Because I'm trying to plug something on YouTube here. So, if you're already on YouTube, you're more likely to go watch Cringe Corp. Anyone I've ever told I look like a Despicable Me villain? Yes, I've heard of that 100 times, and I should probably cosplay that guy. I should probably just go as that guy for Halloween, huh? How'd they ruin Historia? My hair looks out of control today. I like Blake and Spence. They're very good. We're talking about doing another content day eventually. Well, schedules are rough. Stuff schedule people. Oh, thanks for the tip. Somebody sent me money. Siren, thank you. Yeah. So we're listening to the audience. We want the audience to be very open with us on how we can improve Cringe Corp. It's fantastic. I think the new mechanic of the burden of proof is a big selling point. So the Matan episode and then the next episode with Mickey Mays, we argue a lot more. And so I think it's I think the dialogue is a lot better when we force somebody to defend the video. Yeah. You ever seen me live before? Well, here it is. Not that impressive. But I will tell you to go watch Cringe Corp. Any intention on changing the YouTube to something else? Well, sort of depends on how well Cringe Corp goes. I'm putting all my chips on that right now. And I would change the name to Cringe Corp if that becomes sort of the main draw of the channel. Well, watch as many minutes as you can. Yeah. The videos are an hour long, which is a bit. Well, it seems like that's what YouTube is plugging. They want us to go long. Podcast that I'm in, you can look up Carrot, K-A-R-A-T. I was on their podcast. I was on the Smoochy Town podcast. What is Cringe Corp? Cringe Corp. Check out my profile. Look at my long form videos. There's a new one right now. I'll look into trying to get other YouTubers in. We are Cringe Corp's performance is meeting my expectations because my expectations were really low. Yes, you can also listen to Cringe Corp on a podcast. We are all Trying to get you to listen to it on Spotify. I'm saying cringe court. I'm sorry, it's a little loud in here. I have an hour and a swarm of 8-year-olds are attacking me. How many am I taking out? Tough situation. I'd probably run. I don't want to beat up kids. Love from Florida. Hello. Riz, you should go to Cringe Court right now. Go to the new episode with Matal. Comment justice. My favorite state and city? That's unfair. My favorite city to live in is probably Philly. Favorite city to vacation in is probably Vegas. What am I eating? I'm eating teriyaki salmon with fried rice and a side salad. Yeah, we covered the Jack Doherty crash on the new episode. And I think we make some good points. I wanted to release that episode as soon as possible because it's like a current event. So everybody, I've got 183 people in this right now. So at least 90 of you exit and go watch Cringe Court. If you've got the time to watch me eat lunch, you've got the time to watch Cringe Court. Yes, we have an email. So if you want to suggest cringe material to Cringe Court, we shout out the email on every episode. That's kind of a funny idea. Get a normie's perspective. Get someone who doesn't watch any YouTube at all. I feel like that's a good idea. For now, we're trying to sort of stack the roster with guests who know about content and understand it. Thank you, Makoa. You never see me live? Well, this is me. I try my best to interact, and when I'm eating lunch, it's not like I'm doing anything else. Well, thanks, Marlena. I'm trying to promote Cringe Court. I've never been that good at promoting things. I'm good at executing ideas fast, but promotions are not my strong suit. Grab us a water. Putting a bigger spotlight on the guests, so we should highlight them more, make them talk more. I thought about making the guests the judge, actually. Because then I could be more, angry. I feel like I'm already angry, but I feel like I hold myself back because I'm trying to be a judge. Well, I've plugged potential judges, other influencers. So we'll see. Hey, what's up in Bali? Well, the original intention of Cringe Court was to truly make it a dialogue. Because I really wanted to see if I was crazy. And I'm learning that I am. Like, even before we instituted the burden of proof, I found that my friends and people I respected were arguing with me on the nature of cringe. What is Bro yapping about? His new podcast. We're 6 episodes in. We've started to bring in some heavy hitters. You will like it. Watch through the whole episode and comment justice. I can't do any more Scumbag Dad episodes because I want to make the series too violent. It's not going to work. PGL? I don't know what that is. We do talk about Haktua on Cringe Corp. We go over Haktua in the next episode. It's going to be released in a week. Well, I chose to put the Jack Doherty episode on today because it was very timely. Going on live to plug something should be on Cringe Corp. Oh no, John Cena's here telling me to stop the stream. My next skit, we did a K-drama skit in Vegas. And I made a couple of ads. Any motivation to get through the day? Yes, you might one day be loved by another. So get through the day. That might work. Do I plan to make YouTube videos with different content? Of course I do. It's just a question of, right now the big focus is, I don't want to distract people from Cringe Court. What am I eating? Salmon, it's good. I don't think internet fame itself is cringe. I think the techniques people use to do it can be cringe. I feel like YouTube was originally meant for people to have passions and then show them to the world. I feel like the corrupting angle was that once it became like a legitimate career, the job now became be good at YouTube. It's not, oh, I love singing or I love travel, so I want to share that on YouTube. It became, I want to make money on YouTube, so how can I game the system as quickly as possible? So I think that's the problem. I think Mr. Beast sort of represents that. Where there is no passion, it's just getting hits, making money, getting hits, making money. I thought about doing a skit about that, but it's like such a nuanced take that I'm not sure how I can make it funny. What's something that I think is underrated? Oh, tortas. Not enough people get tortas at Mexican restaurants. Those are good. They're great sandwiches. Do I have anyone I can consider an inspiration? Bo Burnham comes to mind. That kid is really good. When am I getting into a controversy? I'm constantly insulting people, but I don't think I'll get into a controversy because all the people I make fun of are bad. They're bad people. I don't really hit anyone who doesn't deserve it. They're horrible. Where's the Scumbag Dad series? You can find it on my YouTube. Yeah, just I've got some compilations on long form. Thoughts on Canada? Seems cool. All right. Who here has already watched the new Cringe Court episode? Yeah, I like Arancini. It's great. What do I think about Starbucks? I think their Nitro Cold Brew is excellent. What should you do to become viral? You should make videos that relate to you, that make you happy, and then if they don't pop off, do something totally different. Don't stick to one thing for too long. Yeah, but Tom was funny. I think the new episode is really strong. I think it's the strongest one we've released. Because we brought in some semblance of structure. Now, it might, it's not the most structured thing, but we are trying to improve our structure. Mr. Burrito or Mrs. Burrito, would you say the new one, oh yeah, best one since the first one. There you go. Anybody who's seen the first one knows, first one came out strong, but that's because it was new. And we went on, we discussed the Costco guys, who were like super hot at the moment. So I think people are too weak to understand what I do. I think a lot of them are too dumb to understand it. I think a part of Cringe Court's development and my disintegration has to do with like getting tired of the fight. Like getting tired of the fight with morons online who don't understand nuance, who don't understand respect for others. It's a tough, I'm in a tough spot. Because I see objective evils performed, and then when I discuss those objective evils, morons argue to the death. And I don't have the time. Thoughts on AI-generated content? I don't really like it. The fight against brain rot, it's so crazy. And people are rewarded for it. I'm currently running an experiment on Threads, on Instagram Threads, and I'm going to make several $1,000s by being horrible. And I hate that. I hate that that's, it's kind of like a microcosm of the rest of the internet. Is that I decided this week I would just be the worst person I can be on Threads, and it has profited me immensely, and I'm mad about it. Because when I tried to be sort of sincere and engage in normal conversations on Threads, I don't know, I'd only earn like $600 a month. But once I decided to become unhinged, copy people, say inflammatory things, now it's up to like $3,000. Here's how you're blowing up Alhambra. Alhambra's not boring. Alhambra's food is amazing. Nobody trashes Alhambra. Doesn't mean eating on its own. What's that supposed to mean? Is it most of chatbots? I feel like a lot of threads are chatbots. I feel like it's very pointless to be sincere on threads because the chatbots are going to completely outperform you. How long did it take me to make it as an internet personality? 20 years. I only started doing well in the last 3. Cringe Court did become cringe. What up, freak bait? Yeah, Cringe Court on the TX2 episode, I did a prank on him, and then we judged me immediately to be cringe. Yeah, Threads is depressing me. Because it's the first time I really leaned into being a huge dickhead, and it just sort of worked out. And I'm mad that it worked out. If you have a choice to watch or listen to Cringe Court, I mean, definitely watch if you're on a computer. But if you're about to go somewhere in your car, plug that into Spotify or Apple Music. Yeah, freak bait. Dude, I'm making serious money on Threads now because I decided to not care and post rage bait. It's so stupid. I can only hold out for so long, right? Like, money coming in that easy, I can't ignore. Like, oh, you mean all I got to do is pretend that someone needs to buy a $200,000 engagement ring, or the man ain't worth anything? Is that all I got to do? Just say things I don't believe? Once they let you monetize Threads, you'll see that if you post normal things, you'll never get anywhere. You just have to post like horrible things, horrible dating advice, horrible financial advice, things that are misogynistic or misandric. Like there's no reason to be a normal person. And I hate it. Anyways, for those of you who haven't heard me plug Cringe Court yet, roll into the new Cringe Court episode. I'll talk here for another maybe 15 or 20 minutes, trying to push you there. I'll also talk about Threads and my experience there. I may make a video about it because it's so stupid. Yes, watch a few minutes of Cringe Court. I am still an orthodontist. So I think, if anything, I would like the Cringe Court brand to take over this brand. I want to do long form. I want to spend more time with my family. I like Cringe Court because I have a whole team behind it, and they're amazing. And they take care of the filming and editing. Why is it so loud? I'm sorry, I'm in a loud restaurant. Yes, Instagram Threads can be monetized. You have to be invited into the program, and I think you have to post a certain amount of times before you get... I think you have to get like at least 1,000 followers, but that's not tough. Yeah, so you had a lot of followers on Threads, but only 10 people talked to you because you didn't say anything inflammatory. Unfortunately, it seems like the way that the Threads algorithm functions is purely based off rage bait. That's it. More posts with TX2? Yes, I will do. What advice would I give to someone new to content creation? Start doing things you like, and if that doesn't work, change immediately. Do I prefer the content you do now than the stuff 2-3 years ago? No, I don't. I hate in some ways I hate some of the things I do now because it's not as inspiring. You know what I mean? Just to be honest with you, I've been playing the game, and I'm not as optimistic as I used to be. To be honest with you, I used to be very optimistic. I used to think that I was making progress. I used to think that I was actually changing hearts and minds with some of the social commentary, and I would realize eventually that I don't. I don't make any difference. I make a difference to a very small subsect of people, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm still small fry. Oh, took some time off and got some rest. I never get rest. I want to. One day. Maybe. Do I do Cringe Court live? No, but there is a discussion about trying it live. We just need to develop the channel more. You know what I mean? It's a podcast. You know, we may need 10 episodes before we get our first like gigantic hit. And that's kind of where we're at, is I feel like with the format we've got and the people we've got, we will get like a huge stunner of a hit one way or another. I just don't know where that's going to be. You know what I mean? So we will hit eventually, but we need to get that one like really important video or one really important short to pop off before we, hit. So So I mean, if the audience F's with it, then they will share it and watch through the whole episode, and algorithmically it'll be boosted. If they don't, then I'm going to have to change things to try and make it better. That's kind of where I'm at. Will I try rage baiting with Cringe Court for the clip farming? I thought about it. We're not there just yet. We're still trying to develop the format. You know what I mean? Like we're listening to audience feedback. We are, altering the way we bring in guests. We're trying to make it to be the most entertaining and somewhat educational show that we can. Get the people you talk about on as guests. Well, I'd love to do that. It's just a matter of building up the cloud of the show. You know what I mean? Right now, it's still small. And a lot of my friends don't do terrible things online. So, will I go on Maton's show? If he asks me to, I probably will. He'll probably screw with me, and I'll deserve it for going on Maton's show. Sam Hyde. Didn't he get into trouble recently? Didn't he get into big trouble, or was that was Tim Pool? I feel like one of those podcasty types got into big trouble for accepting like foreign money. Cringe Court people from College Humor. We'll reach out. I've got a lot of people who are very supportive of it. Scheduling them is just tough. Hey, come down. Yeah, how's it going? It's good. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I've been a fan for a long time.
Oh, you've been a fan? That's great. Yeah. You want a picture?
Yeah, I would love
that's cool.
a picture.
I'm on live right now. Do it right now. Yeah. I don't care. Hang on.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right,
Thank you.
Yeah, have an awesome day. Thanks for saying hi. C-level fame, what can I say? I like it. That's cool. So anyways, what were we talking about? What do I think of Lunchly? I feel like I have to make fun of Lunchly more. I feel like I need to do a chef, can you make this Lunchly gourmet skit? But they don't sell Lunchly here where I am in Iowa. So I need to figure that one out. Maybe I'll order it online, but I need to do a chef, make this Lunchly gourmet, and then he like throws it in the garbage or something equally as, dumb. How much money do you have to give me to be on Cringe Court? I don't know. Make me an offer. I have no idea. What's my thought on, well, ideally if Cringe Court takes off, then I will have a different way of explaining to people why things are wrong. Like, people don't listen when I make the jokes. You know what I mean? Like, I recently hit an influencer for going around a gas station and saying, do a silly dance and I'll pay for your gas. And of course, he finds someone who's not very financially well off to do a silly dance. And I make a video making fun of it, but people still don't understand why that's bad. You know what I mean? But when I do straight call outs like, hey guys, this is bad, they don't get a lot of views. So people don't, the comedy might hit, but nobody understands it. And then the straight up call outs just don't get a lot of views. So how can I mix that? How can I meet in the middle somewhere? And so cringe court is the answer. At least it's the answer right now, is I need to cosplay as a judge, and through that I can hopefully explain it in the right way and then have opposing viewpoints in the room. I think that there's so many canned arguments against the people that I criticize. I'm sorry, canned arguments defending the people that I criticize, that it's tough to address those in a comedic skit. You know, I did one recently, like I said, the one where I walk up to a guy and I say, bark like a dog and I'll pay for your gas. And he barks like a dog. And then, you know, Chad Churdleys interrupts me and he's like, don't make him bark like a dog. And then someone interrupts Chad and says, hey, what are you doing to help? At least he's helping. Like, I'm trying to represent the different elements of the conversation in like a 1 minute skit. And that's kind of tough. You know, it's tough for dumbasses to understand that. You think it'd be better if it was branded as comedy? I think it's under the comedy, category when we upload it. But yeah, maybe the answer is to bring in Law by Mike or more experts. You know, we're bringing in, what is it? Mickey Mays in the next episode. Yeah. So Billy's right, is that the influencer I'm making fun of who does that gas station thing, like, it's just psychotic. I just went straight into the comments. Nenib, N-E-E-N-I-B. I'm disintegrating bit by bit. Like, I'm getting tired of making satire. I'm like, ironically, the target for my satire is the audience that watches kindness content. I'm like, I want them to see it. I want them to process exactly what I'm trying to tell them. And so I've just been losing my mind lately and just going straight into the comments and being like, this is stupid. And then, of course, their fans argue with me and they give me the same brain-dead responses, but I stick to my guns. And at the end of the day, I don't get that much hate for it because I feel like a lot of these folks know in their heart that they're wrong. I hope that makes sense. Doesn't make sense? Could I address the people that put animals in awful situations and pretend to save them? Yeah, they're all bad. But then the question is, how do you prove it? You know what I mean? It's tough to make fun of them without like an animal. Like, I would need someone to lend me their dog for a skit, and I just haven't really thought about that. But I'll get around to it eventually. So, yeah, it's a vicious cycle of idiots defending idiots, and, you know, this Threads experiment is just supporting the theory that I'm treading water there. You know, my fans will understand it, but if I'm going to be paid that much money to be a menace, why should I keep fighting the system, man? I could be like, I'm like a C-list creator, but I could be A-list if I just embraced the fucking darkness. How do I come up with great video ideas? They're not that great. I really just find a trend and add violence. That's the joke I've been making this week. Somebody else asked me that. They're like, I don't know how you do it, man. You're so fast. And I'm like, well, I just take whatever pissed me off that week on Instagram and I add violence and that's it. I'm not that crazy. You know what I mean? So, who do I dislike about my content? I dislike how often I have to restrain myself. I dislike how often I take an easier route because I know the video won't get banned otherwise. That's basically it. Is there are ways where I could take these plots way crazier, but I'm like, nah, it's not gonna work. It'll get banned immediately. And it does. So, a piece of advice: you should really stop beating the same dead horse. You mean the kindness content? I do get that. That's why I'm shifting. You know what I mean? I'm trying to criticize other things, other people. I just, for some reason, there's a bug in my ass about that particular type of content because I know I'm right about it. And I feel like people are being scammed. And I feel bad about that. I feel like nobody else really takes that on consistently. They might make fun of it once or twice in a very light way, but they don't go like hard. I know BJ Cavalo has done a couple videos making fun of the influencers that give to homeless people, but he, his jokes are like, really sort of like, they're not like multi-layered. He shows you the background, influencer holding the camera, but he doesn't like put in, he doesn't put in a symbol of the audience's reaction. Like, people do simple versions of these riffs, but they don't tend to go as hard as I do. Criticize the current presidential administration. I try to stay out of politics. I feel like I got my hands full doing this stuff. Lunchly course, you demand another session. We'll think about it. Have any creators tried to reverse it and criticize me? Not a lot of people have the balls to criticize me back. A couple have. I really respect one guy, one of the alpha male like jogging dudes he made a video about me, like about how I'm like too old for this and I'm miserable, and like fair play. I commented, I was like, you know what, I respect you. Like good on you for coming back at me. But I feel like the kindness guys know that if they tussle with me, it's just going to end up bad for them because they know I'm right. Not seeing enough pastio? Well, let me get some Italian seasoning and throw it in for you. I just want Cringe Court to do well, and I just want to edit less. Oh God, I want to edit less, and I want to go to the gym more. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm probably going to drive back to work and get a cup of coffee on the way back, just because I like it. I don't have to do any drilling in the afternoon, so a little bit of cup of coffee will help with my sort of general attitude. Hey, thanks, Jess. You see the struggle. Hooray. Yeah, the OG Scumbag skits were fun. Those were pure days. Now I just find myself embroiled in a lot more sort of thinking about this. And, people always ask me what my favorite stuff to shoot is, and surprisingly, it's action scenes. I love to film fight scenes. Like crazy fight scenes, those are super fun. But I basically can't do them because the video goes down instantly. So Cringe Court is good. Algorithm doesn't really like it, but that's why I'm here on live, to sort of correct that. So if y'all go like it and comment justice, I probably will do better. Yeah, never forget Logan Paul in Japan. You see, that's a good example. Is that, unhinged and disrespectful behavior is often rewarded financially. And, how many years am I going to do this and let myself get lapped by a bunch of assholes before I start to take the money? And you guys are getting, in a way, people who've been following me for a long time have gotten to watch that in real time. You've seen how things have progressed. Meat Canyon's amazing. You've seen how this has progressed. You see how I, came out guns blazing 2 years ago, guns blazing a little bit less a year ago. Once in a while, I'll get a bug in my ass, but the more I lean into this life and the more I learn about it and the more creators and managers I meet, the more I'm realizing that the public does not want to be educated, that if I treat the audience like a piggy bank meant to be broken, then I will be rich. And this isn't to say my wife and I are not doing well, but like killer rich. And there's that prevailing philosophy that if I don't make those decisions, someone else will. Why do I hire so many OF actors? Bear in mind, I don't hire them. They want to work with me because I have a reputation for being funny and I don't try to make moves on them. I'm a happily married man, and they're cool and they're great. They contact me and I set up a day. People think I hire them. This might be hard to believe, but I'm a mildly respected person who's, if they go viral with one of my videos, then they'll get subs out of it because comedy is good conversion for them. Thirst traps, whatever. They can do thirst traps all day long, but comedy will get them a new audience. Yeah, Freakbait's here. Freakbait and I, we share a lot of the same philosophies. I've got Freakbait's books. The first one he sent was completely unhinged. I do like it. Freakbait's fantastic. The Freakbait ever comes to LA, I'm sure we'll do some work together. I do have a skit that I workshop with him, and I think I could probably film it soon. But anyway, so I'm going to head out. I'm going to drive over and get a cup of coffee before work gets back up. What's the idea with having Matan on logistically? Doesn't he really stand with, or at least use the stand on the kind of attention he's done him? Matan's a professional troll. I think he's funny. I think that some elements of him are misunderstood. He's a young kid who became a huge, character piece very young. So I think he's got more potential and intelligence than people let on, or that people understand. So I like him. So anyways, thank you for joining. Please watch the entirety of Cringe Court. If you comment justice, I will probably respond. But I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, well, it's not going to bother me. So, goodbye.